No, Pasha is going to be able to get himself away. There's going to be another timber chain. The road strike comes through. There's going to be the... Oh, can he get this though? Actually, it looks like he will finally be able to get the kill onto Pasha. As the Lotus Orb was used for the burrow strike. But it wasn't enough, and now the TP comes up. Can still do a lot of damage just from the Nature's Call, as well as the Dream summons. Being able to push out, split push this out as a position 5 is really, really handy.
Jex thinks Radiant's bottom tower is about to fall. And he's wrong.
Mid lane immersion. Again, as POS 4, he can still do a whole lot of farming with the swashbuckler. You know, it's not like a lot of position 4s where they kind of have to sit in lane and it takes them ages to clear through creeps. Dude does it in a matter of seconds with the swashbuckler. Oh, he's going to see the TP from Pasha. Instantly the Whirling Death comes in. Immersion. He's able to get himself out. Do anything out of this, and Winter's Curse does come out, but it looks like Winter smoked the Rolling Thunder. In fact, Sanking wasn't doing any damage there to him. Now the Burrow Strike does come through. Slayer is getting pretty down low. Dust is going to be used to toss straight up into the air. Non-Grana is going to be able to get himself away from this. He's looking down the Burrow Strike onto the low ground, but he is silenced up. One more right click and Crystallize secures the kill. So, even though Immersion does get himself away, Non-Grata just couldn't get the Dukes out. These silences paying off here for the side of NAVI. 11-11, 25 minutes in. Runes are going to be spawning. And it looks like it's just going to be a 2-for-2 trade on the bounty runes. Oh, Roshan has started it. There's going to be the Remnant though, so they know this is happening, and now the Cold Embrace to keep Magical pretty healthy. Slam comes out from Roshan. But I'm not too sure too much about this run. Once again, it's not actually going to hit onto anyone. They dissimulate now onto Slayer as well as this Soul Spirit. And Duper. You get the idea. What's it called? The Spirit Vessel. The remnants in the pit as well.
It's Dire's turn to pick. It's Radiant's turn to pick. It's
Imber Spirit.
Bad Rider!
Ten seconds. Just who will Dire ban? Ten seconds. What's Radiant's ban plan anyway? It's Dire's turn.
the first match of Group B. In the first match, we already saw OG, in the first match of this best of 2, OG already styled completely over Singularity. They showed them that high cooldowns just don't work against OG, and they told them, yes, you gotta ban that Void Spirit if you're fighting against me. And so Team Singularity does. Before we talk about this, allow me to present myself. My name is D Swordfish. I will be your caster for today, and joining me is Mr. Alchemy Elevated. How are you doing, my friend? Yes.
10 seconds. 5 seconds. Never a doubt in my mind.
Right now. On the side of OG, of course, naturally, first pick Enchantress. What are you going to do? They can run it both for mid one or for no-tail. The Ember Spirit, likely Topson's hero, and then they pick up the Nyx Assassin to counter the Bat Rider and the Oracle. So I like these picks from OG as well. And this pick by Singularity, I'm super excited to see. I've been wanting Z to play the Earth Spirit this entire time. And I really think that the key to maybe having a better chance against OG is to just destroy Topson mid. You have to stop him from being able to run at your mid hero, and I think that Earth Spirit is a pick in the right direction for Singularity. If he can just hound Topson mid constantly, then he can't play as aggressively as he would like to, and that is really where a lot of OG's pressure stems from.
Yeah, you're totally right. I think that the Earth Spirit is also a really good brawling kind of hero right now with the stone changes. He's not a cooldown dependent hero. In fact, I think all of Singularity is kind of that way. I was about to mention, I love their lineup, honestly. Bat Rider, at least how he's played nowadays with a boot travel kind of build, is not a hero that's so dependent on the lasso. He deals a lot of magic damage early. Oracle, of course, yes, he has a high ultimate, but he's useful regardless. They're adapting to the OG style. I think this draft is not only suitable for Singularity, because a lot of comfort picks here, but also it's just a good draft against OG. Happy to see the changes.
Definitely. On the other side, I do really like the bans from OG in the second phase. The Meepo for Excalibur is extremely good against Enchantress and Ember Spirit. And then the Troll, obviously, super good with the Oracle and also very good against the heroes that OG is showing currently.
Omni Knight.
The Omni Knight picked up for OG. Okay. A high tempo Morphling, well, as high tempo as Morphling can be, I find it effective against the Ember and the Enchantress. It's a pretty good laner against Omnite as well, because Omnite's really like one of those heroes that just likes to go to lane, not really have much kill potential, and Morphling benefits a lot from that. I mean, Singularity's missing, what, a mid here?
It's Radiant's turn.
What do you think Singularity should go for?
5 seconds. It's Radiant's turn to pick. It's Dire's turn to pick.
Long through it.
Hold on, dependent hero.
Ten seconds.
Phantom.
Always choose the right crew for the job.
I agree. He does not like scrappy fights at all. Also have a fair amount of mobility between the Ember and the Nyx, where the Lone Druid is going to find himself a lot of times where he's cut from behind. And you don't have any... Oh, you have the Oracle, I guess, to save you. I also don't love the Oracle Lone Druid combination. If you're fault promising the Lone Druid, it's like, okay, you're saving the Lone Druid himself, but he's not going to be able to regen, so unless the, the bear keeps hitting. It's not as effective as something with a Husk or a Troll, for example. You can always just kill the bear then. Phantom Lancer on Lone Druid is more of a pickle. On Lone Druid, you go for the what? I think Excalibur was the guy that went for Mask of Madness Crystallis, the Desolator. So have to, or I mean, you could go the Mask of Madness like Elstrom or Mjolnir build. And Mjolnir is actually quite good if you want to play kind of more the high tempo. That's tough though, it's a tough game for him. Another thing I found about these pit like
What?
as the tips come in.
Beautiful.
Prepare for battle.
Beautiful.
The one thing I find about these last picks is that so you picked up Batrider first, okay, and the Earth Spirit as well, but they pick up the Nyx Assassin, taking away a good chunk of your. And you don't pick up anything with any sort of team fight in the late, depending on how you consider them, which puts you in a bit of a difficult position when it comes to initiating and you actually being able to turn around team fight, etc. You don't really have that counter initiation. As you mentioned, they run at you, you don't do anything. Unless Morphling gets a really good, I guess, impale?
Yeah, you pick up these heroes like Earth Spirit and Batrider, hoping to have some like secondary follow-up to it, right? You want to pull somebody out of position, and then that makes the other team scramble, and then you either initiate on the team that's kind of trying to help their teammate that's been lassoed or kicked out of position, or you just have like big burst damage to follow up on the pickoff. But right now they literally just have like single target initiation and nothing else.
And that Phantom Lancer just tears right through it. You're gonna have a really tough time bringing him down. You're gonna need really just damage, and it's kind of decent against Phantom because you always guess, or not guess, but you always get the correct one, right? But it's tough. It's especially with the Nyx kind of just blocking whatever initiation you're trying to do every single time. Nyx is gonna be a real pain here.
Yep, you can see that these lanes are gonna play musical chairs for a little bit. They really want this PL against the Batrider on the side of OG, and Hestejo does not want to show yet, which means that it's actually no-tail on the Omni. I didn't realize that. It's mid one on the edge.
Oh yeah, me neither actually. So it is an edge off then. Okay, interesting. Especially because we know how much no-tail loves that edge and how successfully he's played her. So okay. Why would you like to put the Ench as the...
It's just a better matchup, I think. Like if
as they kill people.
We were kind of talking about how good Morphling is against Omni, so it kind of makes sense to just go ahead and play the Ench who can harass the Morphling in lane versus just giving him a completely free game.
Yep, that's a very good point. That way, at least Zidrex will have a bit of pressure. We're seeing that DNZ already died here, but Zidrex, he's putting a fair amount of damage to the Sox, and not enough to kill him, of course. But still a good chunk of damage, showing that he's still powerful. You actually set up for DNZ's initiation. He does get the Golden Courier, so that's a bit of extra gold for your team, always very useful. This mid lane's probably the stellar lane for Singularity. Excalibur and his Comfort Hero also in a beneficial matchup.
Yeah, he certainly hopes so. It was the final pick, so you're really hoping that it is your game winner. It's in a good matchup, as you said. And he's going to have to go off because they need to win this game before PL's online because they don't really have any way to deal with the illusions.
Top lane, they managed to get a kill on mid one as well, so they're starting well. Let's not forget that ever since the changes to Untouchable, Enchantress is kind of an easy kill on lane if you do catch her. So DNZ makes this really good. Once he gets the Boulder Smash as well, you have to kick the Enchantress right into the enemy lines.
Yeah, I could definitely see mid one feeding quite a bit here because Nyx doesn't offer a whole lot of. Oh, this is
I'll use
really
the F
big.
word in the stream, mate. Such a serious word to say. Mid one, look at this. See, you mentioned it, it happens.
I told you.
Sucks up.
I'm the Oracle, you know?
Taking that roll away from Suzuya. That's a second kill onto mid one, and they're doing a really good job because they know Nyx sitting on a tower. You might as well. I mean, it's really difficult for him. He's taking a bit of experience, but it's not what you want to do with this hero. And taking down mid one is super important. Enchantress needs that level 6 right play off with.
Yeah, this is also one of the most game-losing things that can happen to you. Is you die, TP back to lane, immediately die again, have to walk. And they're going to kill Nyx too. This is a great start for Singularity. This is actually what they have to be doing. DNZ doing a ton of work. This combo is nasty in the top lane.
I mean, DNZ has been a stellar performer almost every single. Even the last game where they lost, I think his Rubik was the only redeemable factor of the game, and it shows. I think when they play with him as a big playmaker, that he has a lot more impact.
Yeah,
It works better. I also love, I didn't notice this, or I didn't talk about this, but Phantom Lancer was on that lane. Hell, for that better. You have no use this. They have 2 dispels, one of which can be put on either hero. What are you meant to do, assess the Joe? It's going to be very tough.
just farm, which is okay. You know, Bat doesn't need to be a kill-heavy hero. He can be, but he's also happy to just pull jungle camps and stack them and farm with Firefly.
Oh, that was cute. Sucks I missed the stun, and he just apologizes. Go, don't worry. Here's a kill for you, Suzuya. There we go. See? Easy. But Suzuya might die for the kill on mid 1. Perhaps. Mid 1 does not have any just attendance, but he does have a tangle. Another miss. DNZ just evading him. Another apology by Saksa, but DNZ will regardless die here. Nothing much he could have done there. They did give some space to the Morphin to farm, though, so...
I slightly disagree. I don't think that you should be dying in this lane. I think after getting that great start, you've essentially just given mid 1 a path back into this game by feeding him 2 kills. So, sure, Zistrax is farming super well, but like the whole point of this tri lane, putting so many resources here, is that you actually keep mid 1 at like level 2 for the entire laning stage.
Yep. I will say as well that even though Zistrax did have some time to farm, the Phantom Lancer is matching him last hit for last hit. He has more denies, sure, but that's... So you're not going to have... The Phantom Lancer will come online around the same time as Morph. They're very similar times, which is bad for them. One, slowed down. Oh no, this is a potential kill. Fortune's End, the Impaler is not going to happen. Zidrax just waveforms right into him. As soon as he joins, the Enchantress becomes an available kill. I like the one-pointed waveform early. As Excalibur dies mid to Topson as we're watching that top play. Okay.
It was close. It's just the classic Topson move, right? He and Lone Druid were trading mid. He got super low. Topson was at like 80 HP, flew out a bottle, and then just immediately got aggressive again. And Excalibur didn't have regen ready, so he got dove as soon as Topson hit level 6.
You're still losing the lane though. It's on top of this, right?
I honestly just think that Topson is kind of just outclassed Excalibur in this series so far. He dominated him last game. He's dominating him again this game.
Radiant just fortified.
The guy's just a mechanical fiend.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
I completely agree. Topson is a very scary player. He is able to win whatever matchup you give him. And this is surprising because Topson used to be the kind of player that didn't quite win the lane, but then would win the mid game regardless. So, surprise.
Eight heroes made it 6 minutes in, fighting for that first catapult wave. And while the top lane did go extremely well for Singularity, I said it during the draft, they need to shut down Topson. That is the key to everything OG does. They killed mid 1 3 times, sure, amazing, but the Enchantress actually doesn't matter in this lineup. It's completely irrelevant. It was their first pick hero. He's literally there just to soak a bad lane, and Topson is once again 5-0 at 7 minutes.
This is up against a lone druid who has farmed, I think at this point, more with his lone druid than...
Yes.
Because he's just been killed constantly. And this is the issue that we're talking about lone druid, right? You can't do anything if they run at you. If you lose the bear timing, you're screwed. And you still need a lot of time to really get online with whatever build you choose.
I do like the build that Zithrax is going for right now. He has the Manta and BKB queued up, recognizing that he has to fight as soon as possible.
Yep. This is a good game to do that. Saxa,
Big
they're
stack.
planning on going for like no-tail. The target has the lasso. Nota seems to be the easiest to kill, but it's not really worth here. You want to go for something bigger like Topson. Good impale, but Topson has still been rooted, has still been lassoed. He lasts a fair amount, but root also does. Topson manages to make a way thanks to the spear with a nice sleight of fist, and that allows Topson to get away, not unscathed, but actually he's back to healing thanks to the purifying flames. He even counterattacks Zuzuya. Zuzuya tries to get away. There's one last sleight of fist, and he's gonna get it. There we go. Topson with a heavenly grace continues to go forward. They have another impale, which catches the Bad Rider. The bear's still hurting Topson, but it's not enough damage. Zithrax is forced to turn into a Topson as well, but a nice by Carpus stops the whole team right now. Hits the Joy, gets a spear to the face, and gets killed, with no-tail being the sacrificial line of his engagement. Topson might have been up more than he could chew, and now will be punished for it. That aggression was a bit too much, but another great impale by Saxa might set up the kill for DMZ. Nah, it was too cocky for mid 1. Zithrax came in and cleaned up the house.
How many
That
times
was really good for Zithrax.
How many times are we going to see Topson be in the middle of 4 heroes and get out with like 50 HP only to turn around and get some counter kills? Again, it was a good kill outcome for Singularity at the end of the day, but Sumail has just been absolutely free farming in the bottom lane. He took a tower, he's pressuring tier 2. He's getting pressured now, but look at his CS. Sumail.
Male CS. Yeah, no, he's dominating. I was looking at his net worth and below the Morphling though. He has been free farming, but he is not as farmed as the Morphling thanks to tank fight. I'm just playing Silver Lining caster. I feel like I owe it to Singularity. Just enjoy. Look at this. They just keep going. Like this constant man fighting. While they also keep giving space to Sumail, it's chaotic, but it seems chaotic, but it's not really. They have a really clear plan.
PL, 10th pick PL. Oh. And
yep.
You can see mid 1, he's like, okay, I'll take a little bit of time, get a couple levels. I had a bad lane, but it doesn't matter because there's so much space being made by my other heroes. No-tail, getting experience in the mid lane, Saxa, pretty close to a Meteor Hammer. And once again, I have not seen Singularity leave their side of the map in the first 10 minutes of the game. Sure, they got the top tier 1 tower, but there's been no engagements outside of their own jungle in a game and almost 2 games now, right? I call it almost 2 games because I think this one's going to be over pretty quickly.
Jesus Christ. I mean, you're right. That's something that we always talk about OG. They control the map. They just really understand where to take these engagements. They decide as well where and when these engagements happen, which puts Singularity in a really tough position. Because right now they're scrounging up farm wherever they can. Look, Excalibur is going to go for the Radiance Guild in the end. They're going to try to kill Omnite, but it's just impossible. Heavenly Grace is level 3, man. You're not bringing down no-tail.
Yeah, and they're OG's just constantly using these like super aggressive early game smokes. They're just running into the jungle, invading the enemy side of the map, getting deep vision down, and it just gives Sumail the entire half of the map on OG's side of the river to farm.
Excalibur annoying them. Yeah, you're right. The space for OG is ridiculous here. They have so many more camps available to them, and it's really just Excalibur and Zidrax dividing, I mean, a very small pool of farm, and they can't match Sumail right now. Look at this. The bear is getting destroyed, and they actually catch Excalibur in the backline. Saxa, what a nice little impale. Excalibur, he's losing a lot of mana. He's losing a fair amount of mana there, Excalibur. Zidrax killed in the backlines, but we're looking at Saxa style over Excalibur. Everyone's going at Saxa, and Nyx is being a really annoying insect right now. Gets another impale onto the bear. There's Zuzuya being chased down by PL, and they get a nice kill here. Hoping for more, but the TP completes for DNZ. But because of Saxa's annoyance, they managed to divide the team fight and get a kill on the Morphling in the backlines.
I'm always just amazed at how OG is able to continue to keep up their farm. Like it kind of feels like Topson's been fighting the entire game, and yet he almost still has a Maelstrom at 13 minutes into the game. So, you know, they take these fights, but they're always so aggressively placed that, you know, they steal a camp here, they steal camp there, and then of course the kill gold helps.
They farm in between. I think OG perfects what you would call farming aggressively. Like, you're actually farming not so you would get farm, but to take away farm.
Exactly.
And another team fight. Bruce. There's the last one.
Hey, no.
Okay, this time they can kill the Ember Spirit. It should be a possibility. Topson yet again with the Spirit. He might able to get it away with a Heavenly Grace, the Purification as well. Guardian Angel, everyone for Topson. And Noto is just making sure this guy lives. His Spirit is trying to commit fratricide. He's trying to kill Topson, but DMZ realizes he has just gone into 4 heroes and he cannot beat them. Sumail will decide to murder DNZ in cold blood as he goes for the bear again. It's just Topson is unkillable. You cannot stop this man. And they decide to go for the bear as well. Someone call PETA because Excalibur's being abused. This is a species about to be extinct. And that's out of pairs for Excalibur because he doesn't have the mana due to the illusions.
Tier 2 tower is still alive. They're diving tier 3.
The tier 2 tower, they don't care. Look at this double impale. Who needs a tier 2 tower when you got ravages like these? Sumail goes for Suzuya as well. Another doppelganger. They just keep creating the space, keeping them at their base. But here's the counter. Here's the counter. They want to kill Topson. It's time to die, Topson. Finally, SNG is able to take him down. And they want to go for Sumail as well, but they realize it's a bit dangerous with no-tail hanging around.
Meanwhile, mid one, he's now level 9, Dragonlance in hand. He's made his way up to the top 4 net worth after the worst laning stage he's had in the entire qualifiers.
Casually kills the Oracle, Zidrax as well. He does manage to morph or attribute shift, but he's still being chased. Excalibur dies in the backlines because, of course, mid one just killing fools everywhere. Zidrax, the next to die, and they're body blocking, they're tipping, and they're playing with his corpse. OG are like dolphins. They play, they have fun, you know, they seem really nice creatures, but they also secretly murder people and play with their corpses. Real fact, by the way. That was shorts.
Yeah, I know. It's a pretty good analogy, that's why I'm laughing at it.
Thank you, thank you. I'm glad we're learning marine biology in this stream. Glad you're a fellow enthusiast. It's only DNZ alone right now who's hiding away from the terror that is mid one. Sproink. No, I can't say that.
I love this, man. Sorry to interrupt you, but I just love how they had 4 heroes just running at Singularity. Meanwhile, mid one, he takes like 6 waves of creeps, pushes out a lane. Now Saxa is the one who's kind of under leveled and maybe under impacting, so they send him back to their base. He pushes out the top lane, gets like 2 or 3 waves of creeps, and then he'll connect with his team again. So they're just like cycling out 1 hero at a time to get them a little boost in experience and gold. Meanwhile,
we've got Sumail here in this team fight. It's pretty big for Singularity. 40 seconds on Sumail. I mean, I say pretty big. I'm hyping up a bit extra, to be honest, because Singularity is having such a tough time here.
I mean,
so I really like the comment you're making though, because I find that sometimes OG plays kind of like bots, not in an insulting way, but in a complimentary way. Like when you watch the OpenAI, they know intuitively who needs that farm, and they just do it. It just happens. They don't seem to need to communicate about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they are communicating. I'm sure they're like, all right,
of course.
Your time. Like, Soxa, you go farm now. Like, all right,
tap out.
Your time. You go back. And it's literally tag team wrestling. It's just like constant, like 4 people just brawling in the middle. One person's like getting some water, you know, eating a cheeseburger. They're like, all right, tap me back in. Let's go. And then they cycle somebody else out.
Yeah, I agree. And there's something that I don't see any other teams really doing. The kind of awareness of, it's more about timings of who needs to farm when, rather than, oh, this is my carry, this is my 1, my 2, my 3. Let's amass farm on my 1. It's no, okay, my 1 just hit his item timings. It's time for the 2 to farm now.
Yep. And you see it again here, right? Sumail, he fought while he had Diffusal. Now he's going back for Manta as Soxa rejoins the team. They have 4 here. Sumail's farming. And OG, obviously, with the 4 heroes, they have enough net worth to overcome 5 heroes because they have an 8k gold lead. 11k gold lead, sorry. So even without 9k there, they're still ahead in gold. So that means that they could very easily take a team fight.
This is why people are wondering, they always, core is always at top net worth. It's not just the one guy. They never fall into what tends to happen sometimes, just the default 4 protect 1 position. And oh, there's the Nyx. Nyx is not surviving, right? Oh my god, 3-man and fail, but still not good enough. However, here come the reinforcements, and they do want to avenge their dead Nyx. It's just mid-1 alone, wrecking Excalibur, and now it's DNZ gone. He missed that rolling boulder, gets punished for Excalibur. Next target, they want to go for him. He's going to TP. Can they cancel his TP somehow? Deal as much damage as possible, but they just give up on it. Instead, it's the Vabra they decided to go on. Heste Joy doesn't get hit by the Fortune's, or the Fortune's End was for the lasso to help him a bit of damage. And yes, it's gonna be the Oracle that does.
They always make it so costly. Like, sure, they get Soxa, but he baits them into a bad position, sets them up for counter kills with his team. It's like you never get a free kill against OG. There's always people to follow up on. And I know it just sounds like I'm just praising them, but they're just playing Dota
just so good.
Way better than everybody else right now. So what am I supposed to do?
I think it's just the biased caster, really. Yeah. Where's the praise for Singularity? No, I agree with you completely. I think it gives us more credit as well, because we get to criticize them when they do play badly, because they don't though. There's a lot of love for this style of play. They're playing a really crazy kind of Dota, and very effective though. This is the same Dota they played in TI, which I'm so surprised by. I wouldn't think that OG had this team together for like 6 months, but they haven't. Alright, Topson annoying them. There's been another Searing Chains. Mid-1 alone is literally kicking out everyone here. Mid-1. Forcing out his lane. DNZ dies in the backline. Sumail's not even concerning himself with the racks. It's the lazy play. They just want them to call the GG.
They just like herd them back in their fountain. They're like, okay, you guys can play here. This is ours now. And they just quarantine them back. Exactly.
Excalibur is measuring, is like testing the water of the bear. Oh, you went a bit too far. Cross that line, Excalibur, time to die. Nothing you can do about it, buddy. Impetus to kill him, impale to control Morphling, even a Meteor Hammer. Come on, give these guys a break. Let them live for more than 5 seconds. Even a Spike Harpist stops DNZ's initiation completely and makes them just all look like... OG literally makes them look amateurs. Singularity is not playing badly, but they are being schooled by OG right now.
Yeah, I can't say enough positive about OG right now. Like the way that they siege these buildings, we're kind of memeing about how it's like they have this line that you better not cross, but there's like a kill zone. OG knows. Okay, it's like if they come this close, we